Here we are again, knee deep in the monster action. Who will fight? Will we let them fight? Who's going to win tonight? Place your bets, right? Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to March of the Monsters 2024 edition. It's been a week since we were last here, and we introduced our lovely audience and our panel here to the original 1954 classic Godzilla. And now we're moving on just a little bit. We're watching King Kong versus Godzilla. Not to be confused with Godzilla versus Kong that released in 2022? No, 21. One of those. I can't remember. 21, okay. So this is the original Monster Clash. This is the type of Monster Clash that is very reminiscent of the classic Universal monsters. You know, Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Frankenstein meets Dracula. One of those. A few of those, right? But this is the one that started it. Well, not started, but this is one of those legendary moments that you could fit up there with like Freddy versus Jason and Alien versus Predator. The Versus movies, right? Where you pit two iconic monsters in this epic battle. Of course, you're probably wondering, how the hell would you even get these two to fight? Because the original incarnation of King Kong was, well, he was around 25 to 30 feet tall, roughly. And the original Godzilla was about 160, 165 feet. So there's, even in their original forms, there was a very big size difference. But they found a way. To sort of give a backstory here. After Godzilla 54, and obviously after Kong 33, Kong was the first one to come out, and then Godzilla came. Right after the original 54 film, they immediately came out with a sequel called Godzilla Raids Again. And this was actually Godzilla's first Versus movie, where his first opponent was a creature called Anguirus. And the ending of that film saw Godzilla get buried in an avalanche of ice. Now, this is important because this actually does get brought up in this film. So there is a continuity in regards for the franchise, you know, with Godzilla to Raids Again, and then now to King Kong versus Godzilla. So just to help you keep track of what's going on here, this is a sequel, a direct sequel to Godzilla Raids Again, which we may watch later on down the road. I'd say it's worth a watch. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but coming off of the heels of the original 54 film, it is interesting to see how much the tone shifted from film to film. But regardless of all that, I am Special Agent Spooky Clutter.
I'm Special Agent Carter Sauce.
Danner?
I'm Special Agent Danner Bogainer.
And we're joined, of course, by J-Man of Backtrack Cinema.
Did you catch that?
And I'm Judge, Jury, and Executioner.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So, Danner, you're actually lagging on our end.
Fuck.
We can hear you, though.
Yes, we can hear you, though. God, he must be lagging really bad.
Oh.
This is the work of El Cucuy.
What?
I said this is the work of El Cucuy.
This is not Mexico, sir. Okay. Well, we're gonna. Let's see. Dan, are you gonna try and? Oh. Technical difficulties. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so we'll just have a little bit of intermission here. J-Man, so how are things going on your end for the March Monster Madness?
I would like to get a lot more done, but that is what it is. It's going good though. I mean, we got a review coming up next week with you, obviously, and I'm going to try and bang out a couple on my own. It just depends what I watch and when I have time to watch them. That's really the issue. Yeah. So I'd like to review a couple King Kong movies. I am going to skip King Kong Lives because I'm going to bury that movie with my childhood because it was bad. but I loved it as a kid though. So it's just one of those things that did not age well. Even Linda Hamilton was not great in it. There was nothing great about that movie, really. I just watched it with the my wife and everything. But I would like to get a few more out for you guys for March, because April I got to get right into Planet of the Apes. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best. You know what I mean?
All right.
I've been going through the Monster Verse, and I've been enjoying it, to be honest with you, for the most part.
That's good.
I'm enjoying it. We'll talk about it, Caleb. And you know what? Maybe we may even just. I'm even thinking about taking the kids and the wife to go see the new one. If that's the case, Caleb and I will probably just continue with the MonsterVerse and do a sequel to this some other time, I think.
Yeah, it sounds good.
But that's what's going on my end, and I got a lot of other stuff. I finally got the award show done. That was a live stream, so that was a huge project that was take up a lot of my time. So we can get kind of doing the monster shit right now, and I got some other ranking videos. I got my birthday Sunday, so I got my favorite film every year I've been alive. So I've been editing that, so that will be ready for Sunday.
Cool.
And yeah, that's all. That's all I'm really doing.
Excellent. All right. So for anybody that is following along with us, we're all. I mean, three of us are pretty much watching the same from the same source. Danner's the only one that has the physical media, which, shout out to the physical media, man. I mean, we all love physical media here. It's not
you can get that on Blu-ray on Amazon for like $14 right now.
Nice.
Last time I checked it, King Kong versus Godzilla.
This costs $6.
That's even better because it's hard to find. I find.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's only been, I don't want to say completely like recently, but a lot of these movies, are getting the Blu-ray treatment. Like early on, like before Blu-rays were as big as they are, I found a lot of the Godzilla movies in these DVD double features. And the funny thing is that they were always mixed up. Like you would have movies paired with movies that the timelines didn't match. So you're like watching one installment, and then the other disc is like a sequel that skips over 3 films. It's like, well, what the hell happened from here to here? It's kind of a funny thing, but it is what it is. But yeah, King Kong versus Godzilla. We ready to get into this?
Yeah.
Ready.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ding, ding, ding.
We're at the Toho Co. card or something.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
For me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So here's a fun fact, and this is actually I think I had the same DVD as you, Danner, but I haven't watched this in so long. There's actually 2 versions of this film. I say 2 versions. It's literally just an English dub and the original Japanese dub. I think that we're all watching the English dub, but there is a slight difference with the ending. And it's actually something very interesting because there was, I'll get into it when we get to the ending, because it's pretty bizarre and it's pretty insane that it's a rumor that lasted for years. I want you to keep in mind this movie was made in 1962, and up until I'm going to say at least the early 2000s, it was a rumor that had persisted for so long. It was insane. But I think we're all watching the English dub version.
It did say English version written and directed by, or whatever it said. Okay. Blue ball.
Looks like the Universal logo almost.
Well, Universal helped to distribute this film, so it makes sense.
New York City.
Wait, what?
Eric Carter.
Yep, this is the English dub.
Oh, this is definitely 60s.
No way.
It's like it reminds me of Star Trek. Nothing wrong with that though.
Oh my god.
It looks like some kind
Yeah,
of
it's
Thunderbird.
Star Trek.
You can see the fucking wires on that thing.
It's great, isn't it?
Mhm. Oh, hold up! I got something.
Oh boy,
Please don't.
everybody, hide your wife, hide your kids.
Lock up your daughter, shoot your sons.
So,
What about the cats and dogs? The family pets?
fuck off. Oh, fuck off. So,
Bury them.
shut up. So, J-Man. So, about a few months ago, my library was doing this thing. Like it was like a book sale, like where
Okay.
they brought in their old books and like movies and games and all this kind of stuff. Sort of like a fundraiser, or basically like a library version of a book fair.
Yeah.
And I managed to snag myself a few VHS tapes. And guess which one of them I have in my hand?
I bet you it's a Terminator.
It's got to be a Stallone movie if you're addressing me. There we go.
Demolition Man.
Okay. Oh, that was a good call.
Classic.
Yep. Yep. Hasn't
That's
even
one
been
I don't
watched.
have on VHS actually.
Hasn't even been watched. Still brand new.
Nice.
Yep.
Very good.
So I got like 3 DVDs, 3 VHS tapes, and 3 books. Guess how much all of them cost?
$10.
$1.
$6 actually. If you could fill
Wow.
up an entire, so you know those plastic shopping bags, you know the ones you get at the store, like the reusable shopping bags.
Yeah.
It basically $6 for one of those. If you could fill up your bag.
Okay, here we go. So this is a
You know those shopping bags you get at the store?
Yeah, the plastic ones, the reusable ones.
Where else would you get one?
Fair, Etsy maybe, Hobby Lobby.
I'm pretty sure they're asking what the hell is Hobby Lobby? China advertising.
So if this is the English dub, is it going to look like one of those kung fu movies?
Maybe slightly, but the Kung Fu movie in the Godzilla franchise is one we will be watching probably next week.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah. I told you there's a Godzilla movie that is so insane your head will explode. You're going to ask yourself repeatedly, what the hell am I watching? Now that isn't to say that it's bad. At least not.
I've seen the 98 version. I've seen the 98
no,
version.
No. The 98 version ain't got shit on this movie.
You serious?
Now look, the movie I'm referencing is not a bad movie. It just depends on your particular taste. I'll just say this. It's nothing, and I mean nothing, like the original 54 film. Which might be a no-duh if you think about it, but you think about a movie like this, I mean, you don't really have a grim tone like the original. It's just, even this movie is tame by comparison to the one we will be watching next week. And I love it.
That's the first time I've had a Milky Way.
How was it?
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just a map painting in the background.
No shit, Sherlock. But you know what? I appreciate matte paints more than I appreciate green screen.
That's fair.
Some of those matte paintings are fucking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those were real artists working on that shit. Like in The Thing,
Yep.
they were used matte paintings.
The ending to Raiders of the Lost Ark, that's a famous one.
You know what? I don't
Yeah.
even want to talk about The Thing right now. That might be the weirdest thing to say. I just don't want to talk about The Thing.
I'm guessing that you're snowed in.
No, I had a nightmare last night.
Oh shit, that's not a good nightmare if you're dreaming of that.
Pretty much.
Well,
No, it's actually bone dry up here right now. So
Huh.
It's raining. It's been raining all night here. It's warmed up here,
Yeah.
like 11 degrees today,
same here.
which is not common for March. March is like snowstorm, freaking weather.
like we're still knee deep in that shit usually this time of year.
Wow. Hey, keep passing that snow down to us. We could use it.
Keep it.
Also,
Yeah.
So in other words,
Amen, Daner.
So in other words, this guy invented Spider-Man's webbing.
Something like
Sure.
that.
I guess.
I guess. Jinx!
Well, maybe you and I said that in sync. On my side, I still said it slightly before you did.
I mean, it was the same thing there for me. It's just,
Mm.
I mean, the fact we were both thinking it, that's my point.
Yeah.
Clearly a backdrop.
Jesus Christ. Seriously, you could see the goddamn wires.
Now, a fun fact: I've never seen the original Japanese version of this movie, so I'm fairly certain that all these scenes that we're getting, this is all added footage.
Mm.
But aside from that added footage, the movie is relatively the same until the end.
They just reused the same scene a few seconds ago.
Oh yeah, reused stock footage is something that is very prominent in the Godzilla franchise, and it is hilarious every time you see it.
Yeah.
Well,
just pretend you're
I don't mean
Carter.
watching Power Rangers.
I was going to say pretend
You'll
you're
see that
watching
now, you
season
know.
2 of Power Rangers.
I could have swore when I watched Elf with Will Ferrell,
Mhm.
there's a shot of the snowy mountains that was the same shot in the Lord of the Rings when they're up
Really?
on the. I think it's new, but they're both New Line, so I think they were allowed to borrow the stock footage. You know what I mean?
That'd be interesting.
Mm.
It just looked like the exact same piece of footage.
Well, I have no desire to go back to Elf, at least not now, because
Ow!
it's
Son of
it's
a
not the-
nutcracker!
gotta wait for the Christmas season to watch that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what kind of type of class submarine that is, but there's no way in hell it's that bright inside. I know that's mostly dark.
That's the year. Yeah, but that's the sign. That's the times. All '60s movies look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
looks like a discount or like a generic version of the Enterprise.
Well, the captain there looks like a discount version of Gene Hackman.
You're getting what is the movie? Don't tell me. Fuck, why am I blanking on the movie?
Crimson Tide
Thank you.
with Denzel Washington.
Yep, I love that movie.
Oh,
Oh, is that the one
waiting
where he declares mutiny on the captain to stop a nuclear annihilation?
Correct.
yeah.
Oh, I'm captain of this boat. Now shut the fuck up! That's where I remember
was-
it from.
Yeah, he was awesome in that movie.
Yep.
I love
Hey,
this
you think-
60
hey.
dialogue.
Hey, be thankful it wasn't the what was it? The Ocean Gate.
You
I-
ghastly.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who's buried into there.
Yeah, like at least the sub wasn't called the Ocean Gate, as I was to say. It was basically the sub that killed those 5 billionaires while looking for the Titanic last year.
Thank you for reminding us of that grim event.
Mine's at that gun. Shut that hatch.
Things you don't want to hear when you're on a submarine. Who opened the windows?
Whoa. Oh my god, it's an old-fashioned cargo
Funny as a
pod.
screen door on a battleship. Screen door on a submarine, you idiot.
Screen door on a submarine, you dork.
who loves old Biff, man? You sound like a damn fool when you say it wrong.
Mm.
I do. Yeah, especially his cane. It's actually his fist.
That's one of the highlights of part 2 for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still mad we never got actual hoverboards, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, except those fucking abominations. Whoever
That's
called
why I
those
said actual
abominations hoverboards.
hoverboards, Carter.
Yeah, I know. I want to find the person who decided to call them that because I want to give them a good.
Oh, there
punch.
he is.
Mm-hmm.
What? How the hell did you know who he is?
I think everyone knows who he is after 1954.
Oh, duh.
Yes.
Whoa.
Fair point.
Mm.
Zu
Bacon.
Itigatsu?
That's what I'm eating.
Pepperoni. Close enough. Right?
Bacon jerky.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It
Jack
is
and
good.
Beef Jerky presents Messing with Sasquatch. Sikasawa.
Mass hysteria.
Oh, so you're basically turning into the mayor from Jaws. Mayor Quimby, I presume? Fuck you.
Mayor Quimby. That was his name?
Wait, was it?
There
Or
He
was
doesn't
that-
even know.
No,
He
wait a minute.
doesn't even know.
Oh, fuck. That was from The Simpsons. God damn it, wrong mayor.
Wow.
That, it's
Sorry,
nice, Carter.
wrong mayor. Fuck off. But you know who I was trying to mention.
I don't, actually.
The mayor from Jaws, dumbass.
I thought he was a shifty salesman with a really horrible
Yeah.
pitch.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
here
know
comes-
what
Yeah.
I love the effects.
Ooh.
This is
you know,
great.
It's only
I really
model.
like. Also, love
I
the
love
cute
this
little toy
shit.
tanks.
Look, there's something aesthetically pleasing about
It's
seeing
charming.
RC tanks with
It's
a mini
charming.
that,
Yeah.
just shooting off fireworks at a guy in a rubber suit. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Godzilla. Godzilla's face.
It's like my kids
uh,
playing with their toys. Back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, Godzilla's face. Well, he's. Let me put it this
Hey.
way: just wait until you see Kong.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Wait,
Oh.
hey, if only the Japanese had a giant Lego.
A giant Lego.
Hey, the roar doesn't sound bad though, Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah, those tank commanders are like, nope, fuck this, going back into the bunker.
I was amazed how good it was at -1.
Yes, there's
Oh,
a
yeah.
serious shift in tone in this movie from the
Yeah.
original Godzilla.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the funny thing is that Godzilla Raids Again, which was made directly after 54, loses that grim tone too. So they went from very serious and ominous to, well, good old monster fun.
Yeah.
One of the last.
But you know, it's not
episodes-
a bad idea, really.
No, it's not, because here's the thing. The Godzilla character is able to take on many different aspects. He can be that terrifying force of nature that we saw in 54. And then he can also be, well, look at this.
Dog.
That's what we're going to be saying by the end of this series.
I'm sick of Godzilla. I mean, I don't know.
Okay,
Yep.
so how did Godzilla return after the original movie? If he was just a thing of skeletons
Well, that's the thing. I honestly can't remember what happened in Godzilla Raids Again. I can't remember if that Godzilla, which is this Godzilla 2 technically, is
maybe
the
I'll watch it
same-
tomorrow when I have
Yeah,
nothing to do. Maybe
um,
because I got it on Tubi there. So
Okay. Yeah. So Godzilla raids again. I'm not sure if that's the same Godzilla from 54 or if it's just a different one. Like Dr. Yamane warned, if you remember, where he said that there could be another Godzilla in the world with all the nuclear tests. So maybe that idea came true, and there you have Godzilla raids again. And with this, you already know what's happening.
Yes. I've half expected to see James Kirk beam down and go, "Beam me up, Scotty. There's no intelligent life down here."
Hey, you want to hear something funny? One of the last episodes I watched of the animated series, they went to Japan, and someone actually asks a question: "What would Godzilla be doing in Japan?"
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, by the way, Caleb, I forgot to tell you. You know what I had for supper? A pizzadilla.
A pizzadilla?
Pizzadilla.
So in other words, it's basically two slices of pizza folded together.
No, it's pizza stuff in a tortilla wrap.
You know what's funny? One of my coworkers actually
Pizzadilla.
One of my coworkers ordered this Mexican pizza, and it wasn't what you think. It was literally like it was a pizza and a taco.
That's exactly what I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
Well, when we get Papa John's up here, I get a papadilla. I like the papadillas there.
I'm not a fan of Papa John's.
Me neither.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Fuck
find
you.
all pizza the fucking same. So
by the way, can Papa
not
John
all the
go
same,
fuck
but
himself?
actually we have a mom and pop shop in the city I live in, so it's not a chain or nothing. Man, their pizza is awesome. Like, awesome, man.
Usually is.
Okay, would it be considered racist if they were doing like some sort of blackface?
Okay, you have to understand, Carter, that
The
these
60s.
these are Pacific Islander Asians. They happen to be that dark and darker.
Oh.
Like, you should just go to the Philippines and you'll see what I mean.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this chief guy looks pretty funny though. Like, just his face, he's like he's got a stick shoved up his ass or something.
Yeah, this movie's definitely you're waiting for them to fight.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just kind of
Could you put your
trying to get
fucking
through all
hands
this.
Yeah. At least with the first movie, there were characters I was at least invested in.
Yeah, no, these are just this is all throwaway shit.
Yeah.
This guy is funny.
I think he's drunk.
Yeah, probably.
How? That's
Chief.
Native Americans.
Chief.
What the fuck?
Hey, be thankful it's not Tiananmen Square.
Now give it to Kong.
Look at your face! Damn it!
You
just hold on, Danner. I promise it'll get more.
I mean,
no! Don't you dare! No, go. No. It's like, give me smoke, damn it.
Hey, Daner, was this would this be Danish dumpster fires so far?
Not,
No,
not
not quite.
Not quite. No.
Hey, can somebody
I mean,
edit?
This isn't the first time we've had weird shit in a crossover movie. I mean, remember Frankenstein meets the Wolfman with that fucking big musical scene?
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't seen it, so
Ooh.
That'll be
You got-
something to watch together.
You got homework to do. Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's something we should do when we get to that season.
Yes.
I'm gonna be thankful it wasn't
Here
weed.
we go. There we go.
Homer.
Hey, Caleb, what's the name of that song? What's it called? What was it? Tiananmen Square?
You're
look at that.
referring
The girl's twerking.
to-
Ew.
yep.
Yeah, can you just imagine somebody edit that into the radio?
You're referring to Beijing Tiananmen, also called Peking
Yeah.
Tiananmen. And no, leave it alone.
I just love how much they're stretching this out. It does not have to be this long. This sequence here.
Yeah, indeed. But you know what they're doing here, right? They're trying to build up anticipation for what you are expecting, just like in the
Yeah.
previous films.
I get it, but not very well. It's probably more dated than I should say. It probably worked in 1962
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
I mean, really,
maybe.
you can just compare it to the 33 film, and then kind of go from there.
That ain't no thunder.
I think the original does a better job.
Yeah. I
Although
always
I like the screams though of Kong there.
Yeah, I always look at those guys as like Abbott and Costello.
You know,
The
in Pirates
Japanese
of the
versions.
Caribbean, the two
Pintel and Rigetti?
soldiers,
Yeah,
that's what they remind me of. They're just
Yeah.
like comic relief.
right.
Gotta love those insert shots.
Mhm.
Hokkaido.
Now that's acting.
Wait, Hokkaido. Why have I heard that name before? Was that a major battle?
Did that say Wayne Enterprises on there?
Gee, I hope not.
Well, they currently have a comic run going on of Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh,
my
I would watch
God.
that. I would watch that
Yeah.
shit. That would be
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
entertaining.
Batman would win against Godzilla.
Tell me that wouldn't be freaking entertaining.
It would. They'd have to nerf Superman because it would be the one deciding factor in what would beat Godzilla, I would say.
He can
I got my hand-
probably pick him up.
That's what I mean. I think that's the thing with Superman is that in what world does anybody think anybody could take Superman on if kryptonite wasn't a factor?
Goku
know.
probably.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the International Space Station! Look, there's a fucking TARDIS.
Get the hell out of here.
Ugh.
Did you notice
Practical
about these?
effect.
You know what I notice about these old movies? It's probably the signs of the time, though, right? I was watching the original thing, and they're like spelling things out for the audience.
Yeah.
Like they go, "Look at that! It's an Arctic thing," or "Look at that!" Like they're telling you what you're looking at in all of these old movies, and it's like we're audiences because they weren't dumb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea.
Hey, Caleb, remember that episode?
Trust me. They do it in modern movies too. Like I just
Oh,
saw.
I know.
I saw Imaginary the other the other night.
Oh,
Yeah.
please tell me how that was, because somebody from work was inviting me to go see it. I said, well, I'll have to get back with you. Okay, that's what I thought.
Like,
Okay.
like there's this. No, seriously. Like, there's this part where because there's that other dimension they got to go to, which feels like a ripoff of both Insidious and Beetlejuice because they're drawing on the fucking door,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
and they have to
Random
do
movie
some
door
kind of
box scene.
Carter. They have to do some kind of ritual thing. Like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Like, oh, you gotta something that hurts to open the door. Chick physically hurts herself. It doesn't work, so she berates the stepdaughter, and that's what happens. And then the old lady's like, oh, so that's what it is. Physically hurting yourself wasn't enough, so you had to cause emotional distress in order for it to work.
Is it a comedy?
Fucking shit! No, it's a horror movie.
It's not even a horror comedy?
No.
And they're spelling that shit out for you? That sounds like a fucking comedy.
Again, I mean, so it's just contrary to what you were saying, J-Man. Even though they did it back then, they still do it now, except now.
Oh, I know they do.
But back then,
I know they
there
do.
was just a bit of a slight more of a charm to it, just because
There's even
time.
people. I've
Mhm.
even heard people say in Arnold's Predator '87, where he sits there and he goes, the mud. He goes, he couldn't see me. A lot of people think he shouldn't even said that because you know that's why you couldn't see him.
Show,
But
and
it's
Mhm.
never bothered me though. It's never bothered me.
That's something that doesn't bother me, because it's like, yeah, we understand, but we have to understand that he didn't understand at first, because
Yeah.
for all intents and purposes, he's just standing there while the predator is looking at him. And based on how
Yeah.
the predator has acted, playing this sort of cat and mouse game, almost playing like mind games.
That's a good point. That's a good point too.
Maybe he was thinking that's what the predator's doing there. That
But
Dutch
it's
is the
stuff
last
like-
of his crew,
okay.
and so he's kind of like boasting. The predator's like showing off, and that's why when the predator just walked away, he's like, "What the fuck? He didn't see me." And then
It's
put
like
two and
it's
two
like
together.
when they see the skinned people when they're all skinned.
Yeah.
If they would have said something like, "Wow, they were skinned alive," like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's stuff like that that you would never put in your script.
Yeah,
Like you show it, you don't tell it, right?
right.
Hey, be thankful that lizard wasn't a possum. Otherwise, Danner
But
would. be
Dana's
pissed.
right, man. Dana's right. There's a lot of movies still will actually spell shit out for you, like you can't figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes there are movies that have way more plot.
You can
than they should
forgive the
even
movies
have.
in the 50s and 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, another thing. So those two jungle guides or whatever they look like in the jungle gear getup.
Mhm.
Is it weird though? They sort of give me Book and Skull vibes though. Like, I'm not the only one that is thinking that. Am I right?
Well, I don't even know
Yes,
who
you
you're
are.
talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking about.
But never mind. Anyway, hey Caleb, you remember that episode of Sweet Life on Deck when Zach and Cody go to Japan while Carrie's there filming a commercial and Zach gets a hold of a generic Godzilla costume?
Why would you even call that a Godzilla costume?
I said a generic Godzilla costume.
Yeah, but you could have just said a giant lizard monster costume.
Whatever. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing.
I feel like I'm watching Gilligan's Island now.
Right? Mhm.
What the
Check
fuck
this shit out.
What the fuck?
You ready? I'm about to give you some funny ass trivia,
Oh dear.
and I'm going to be quoting the nerd on this one. Just wait.
In the words of Data, giant sushi!
Now I'm going to do what the 1960s people are doing and spell it out for you. That is an actual octopus that is moving.
What?
That is
Like
not
a
a
snake
special.
at first.
That is not a special effect. that is an actual octopus.
And how did they accomplish that? It was just there?
Let me guess. They put it on a fucking model.
Well, yeah. Duh. They got a small ass octopus to do this.
I'm
That's
impressed.
cool, though.
Oh, but
Well,
it
be
gets better.
thankful- Wait. At least it wasn't a. Hey, be thankful it wasn't an octopusy.
Oh, yikes. You could see the outline on it in that shot.
Well, the way it's moving, it's moving like very organically and everything, right? So
Well,
Wow,
it's
very nonchalant. It's a giant octopus. Hurry. Yeah, it's a giant octopus. It might be a big deal for some, but for me, it's just Tuesday.
I love those moments. I love to wave at them as they pass by.
Yeah, I kind of like how also Trimmer took this element as well. With what was it like they filmed on a like screen.
Oh,
I love it.
God. Holy shit, that looked awful.
It's not over yet, boys.
Hilariously
It gets even better.
awful.
It gets better.
All right, you oversized calamari.
It's good.
Dude,
Just watch.
Can you imagine if Ash was there?
Carter, come on, bro. What are you doing fighting? What would you be doing fighting a giant octopus?
Should happen.
it's entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a chainsaw and a boomstick.
Throwing fire at the thing and everything.
Dude, you're throwing. I thought those were dynamite sticks. Where's the giant flamethrower when you need one?
Well, you won't need a giant flamethrower here in a couple minutes.
They should really stop with those shots. Like
All
the blue screen.
Here we go.
Here he comes.
Harambe?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! It looks like a weird ass.
He sounds like drums banging.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Toho's interpretation of King Kong. Look at that.
He looks fat.
He looks like Bigfoot almost.
Look at the octopus. Look at that octopus. That is not the real octopus.
Really?
Look at
Oh, I know how to.
He's got a.
I know how to.
He's got a cone head, eh? King Kong. In the...
Yeah.
Eat that.
Yeah. I just realized something.
Hmm.
The show Kenny versus Spenny. There's a competition where they got to wear a gorilla suit the longest, which just sounds hilarious. It is hilarious. But there was also a competition where they both had to wear a dead octopus on their heads and who could wear it the longest without taking it off.
So this is what I'm talking about, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is like 30 years after the original King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And there was more emotion on King Kong's face in that original movie than we get here.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
I get it. It's a costume and everything. But with that stop motion, they could do things with his eyes and,
Well, think
just
about
body language.
Think about Kong 76.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
Ugh.
Look at that fucking face.
Yeah, this is a bad fuck. Like even for a costume, like
That's what I mean. Take Kong 76's costume and
Yeah.
put that with Godzilla. I mean, the Kong 76 outfit was just awesome. Phenomenal.
Yeah, for its time too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so fun fact time. Apparently, and I'm using apparently because I don't know 100% for sure, but the special effects guy that was in charge, AG Subraya, okay, he actually supposedly he ate the octopus after they were done filming with it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, so Kong drinks this berry juice and then he just falls asleep.
Or he's drunk.
Yeah, that too.
That's me after breakfast.
Yep. Is it weird though that the chant reminds me of the chant from Temple of Doom?
It does a little bit.
What about Army of Darkness? Freaking tying up Ash and everything.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in the middle of rewatching those movies.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Well, that's because that's next Horwood.
Ah.
Indeed.
I think it's. Is it fair to say that Evil Dead is probably the most wild horror franchise ever?
Yeah, and controversial.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first movie is a pretty straightforward horror film. Then the second one, I don't even know. Like, it's supposed to be a sequel, but it's almost more of a remake / parody of the first movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty jarring.
I don't know.
No, not a remake.
It's my favorite one.
I mean, it's great. It's just
Evil Dead 2 is my favorite one.
I love Evil Dead 2. It's great.
But
the one
you got to understand though, like I know this is sacrilegious probably, but I liked Evil Dead 2 so much I went back and watched Evil Dead 1. I'm not the biggest fan of Evil Dead 1. I respect it, but it looks like a pair. It looks funny to me. I don't get the argument that this is scary shit because the way they're acting, it feels almost goofy to me as well. So I don't find Evil Dead 2 that jarring. Personally, that's just my opinion though. Like Army of Darkness, now that's just slapstick funny as hell. That's that's basically a comedy.
Yeah. And then with Evil Dead 2013 and then Evil Dead Rise, it went right back to horror.
Yeah. Of course, you can't forget about Ash versus Evil Dead. That series is fully embraced the comedy with that and horror, of course. Kept that sort of tone from Army of Darkness.
I think Sam Raimi just really knew how to balance wacky and terrifying all in the same sequences. Like, for me, like I look at Evil Dead 2 is so wacky, but yet it's what's happening to the guy is so terrifying, and it's a really, really good balance. I mean, you take some other directors trying to do that movie, it doesn't come off like I think they fail.
Yeah,
like that. I think they fail big time. So,
work shed.
So, something just occurred to me. Having some memory of the 1956 re-edit of the original 54 film, these scenes almost serve the same purpose as Raymond Burr's scenes in the 56 film. Like, they insert these scenes after certain moments in the film where the characters are explaining what's happening and then adding in some extra
Okay, so this
stuff.
is an American version?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Okay.
All the dubbing, English dub, because what happened was so you had like Godzilla Raids Again, I believe only had one version. I don't think there was a American re-edit per se. It's just usually when you see re-edits, this is what usually comes to mind, where you have scenes of American actors inserted into the film, and they try and mix it in. Now
That's a hell of a raft.
Yeah, there are a couple movies where they actually have American actors that isn't like an edit, like the American actor is actually in the movie and they speak English. They don't dub over it. Even in the original Japanese version, they speak English throughout the whole film. That's something we'll be seeing next week.
Oh.
But yeah, it's with this one with Kong versus Godzilla here. You have your dub, then you have your scenes that feature American actors, and if I remember correctly, there are some music cues from the Universal horror movies. Believe it or not.
That guy just laughed like Scooby-Doo.
Is that supposed to be the sky?
I think so.
Because it's clearly just a sheet.
Just only a model.
Jesus Christ, Carter, what the fuck are you doing?
Idiot almost blew up Kong.
He'll be fine.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm
the
the captain now.
I don't care how big Godzilla is. I don't think he's louder than either of those guys' shirts.
Oh my god, you're right. Fuck.
It's like ketchup and mustard here.
Wait a minute.
What the hell is in the middle?
Mayonnaise.
No, I was actually about to say Hill Country Fair, or let me rephrase that, Walmart brand Nazi looking guy.
His name is Mr. Taco.
Taco.
Oh my god.
Hey, where's the keto?
Mr. Taco. A Japanese guy named Mr. Taco. This is what I mean. You're going to be seeing the different aspects of the Godzilla franchise. I mean, you're seeing it here.
From the dark, creepy, eerie to the downright
Laughable.
comedic. Yeah. That's a better term, actually. Laughable.
I definitely want to see Godzilla 1985. The cover of that movie just looks.
So that's
great.
actually one of the more serious films, though.
Is it really? Because the cover looks very.
Yeah, no.
I figured 1985 it would have some kind of fantastical cheesiness to it.
I think there is to a certain extent. With that said, let me give you a little bit of a timeline here. So, after 1954, most of the films in the franchise went for straight cheese. It wasn't until about 1975, or I want to say 1974 to 75, when you had two installments, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla, where it became more serious. It had some of the more cheesiness, for sure.
Yeah.
With that said, it played itself off as more serious. And then after 1975, there was a hiatus on Godzilla films until 1984, which saw the return of Godzilla. That's the name of the movie. And that's Godzilla 1985, but that is the American edit.
Oh, okay,
Godzilla
okay.
85, that was the edit done for the original 84 film. So from 84 to 95 is where you had more serious stuff to it. Again, though, there were cheesy aspects. We won't be able to get to all those because we just don't have enough time, but that's something to revisit in the future.
Fuck, you could almost do a whole channel on Godzilla and King Kong.
Yeah.
You could almost do a whole freaking channel on
it.
Indeed.
Okay, just to backtrack here. The shot of that. Yeah, I know. I was thinking it right after the fact. But when they were shooting that train, You couldn't just shoot a real train. It had to be a real obvious model.
Well, that is pretty
I
much
mean-
how it is with all
I mean-
these.
I mean, again, there is a charm to it, but sometimes I feel like they're cutting corners just a bit much just to save money.
Yeah.
That's like I'll just say this quickly. When I was watching Kong Skull Island, they did
Mhm.
such a good job on Kong with the CGI, but yet they're sitting by a campfire. There's absolutely fake fucking sparks coming. Why didn't you just make a
Oh.
real campfire?
Right?
They did it for years and years and years and years and years. Anyways,
Now,
Caleb and I will likely talk about that next week. But
Yes. Mhm.
now, who's your favorite looking on-screen King Kong?
oh, Peter Jackson's
Mhm.
hands
Hmm.
down for me, hands down. Not even it's like, I don't even think I can have an argument about that one. Like that's hands down for me.
Mhm.
Love the way he looked.
Yeah. I mean, mocap done by Gollum himself. You can't go wrong with that.
It's
Nope.
true. It kind of sucks they didn't do that for the MonsterVerse. Bring back Andy Serkis to do more facial work and such.
Hmm.
I mean, he did it once, you know.
Well, maybe he got tired of being the motion capture actor for apes.
Oh, he would have been doing that around that time, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Probably.
When was Skull Island?
2017.
Yeah. War came out that same year.
Yeah, he could have been doing. He was brilliant as Caesar, though. Brilliant,
Mhm.
man. Like,
Oh, that's his best performance next to Gollum.
Yeah. 100%.
do you guys prefer a certain Lord of the Rings film? Because I think Two Towers is my favorite.
That's like
I know it's all
that's
one
like-
movie, but I'm just saying, like,
but to me that's like picking your favorite kid, right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to say because
yeah, they're all pretty good.
perfect beginning, perfect middle, perfect end.
One of the few times you have a trilogy that actually all lines up.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they would have I wish they would have stuck to the book a bit more on the ending. So when they come back to the Shire's been taken over by Wormtongue and the evil wizard Sauron. And that was
Saruman.
the whole Sauron, that was the whole arc of the hobbits. They band together, they defeat Sauron and everything. I know that it needed another movie,
Yeah.
but that was their arc, that they learned so much on the road. They
Mhm.
changed so much that I just wish that would have been in there. It's too bad it wasn't. But
Yeah.
I think it was for the best.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a more thematic and cinematic end. I mean, because at the end of the day, Sam is the reason that the ring gets destroyed.
yeah, you know what?
Oh,
It
yeah.
would have been like two big endings. Like I said, it would have been hard to jam that in there.
Well, if
I
you
think-
look at how the Hobbit trilogy played out, that's probably why it didn't. Because we saw how packed up that was.
Hey,
Yeah.
Peter, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, man? Love to
Hey.
see
Hey,
you.
what's
Yeah,
up?
Hey, bro,
we're kind of making fun of it now.
Yeah, this is a really cheesy movie, but I love it. Bro, how is the knee? How is your knee doing, man?
Yeah, man,
I've been
how is
following.
it?
His
I've
knee's
been
all
seeing-
fucked up.
I've been seeing
Yeah.
some more pictures. I'm like, God damn, bro, you are a trooper.
Ooh.
You are a trooper. Hope you're doing well, though, man.
Yeah.
Good,
So,
good to hear
kudos.
from you.
So back to my
Uh-oh.
previous question though. I guess I got to flip the script. Favorite on-screen Godzilla look.
Well, considering
I haven't
that,
seen a lot of them yet. I
yeah.
want to see -1 before I answer that.
Well,
So
Caleb
far?
could sure answer that
and walk
question.
and
I'm
bend
sure.
downstairs. That's good. That's good that you're able to walk, man. It's good. I'm glad you're doing. I'm glad you're still able to move. That's good.
The fuck?
So, favorite on-screen Godzilla. Well, Oh, that's kind of a tough one actually, because I don't know. Let me put it this way. Let's put
Definitely not 98.
well, because
No.
just wait till next week. Just wait till next week, because I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. But Danner, let's put a pin in that question, and we'll save it for next week, because next week I'll be able to answer it a hell of a lot better.
Oh, well,
Oh shit!
I'll just answer it myself then. I got to go with -1.
I mean, -1 is very good. Keep this in mind that -1 is the, I don't know, can I really say it's not really the first CGI Godzilla from Toho, because Shin Godzilla also did CGI, but they also, I believe, used a suit for some of it. But keep in mind that Godzilla has always been a guy in a suit. Like, for as long as the character's been around, ever since, I want to say after 2004 is where the character went more CG, just because 2004 was the last time a Godzilla movie was made by Toho until 2016. And by that time, you already had Legendary's Godzilla in 2014. So,
I still think -1 looks better than the 2014 one.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Although I do like the look of Godzilla in the
Oh,
ones I'm watching.
Yeah,
I think he looks. I think they. Well, I don't want to say too much. Well, me and Kev will be talking about it, but I do like the look though.
Yeah. Love Godzilla version versus Destroya, Space Godzilla, etc. That version, but -1 has to be up there. Yeah, so that's the Heisei era Godzilla that he's talking about. Also, can you answer me why they don't use Legendary Godzilla Toho sound? I wish that was in -1. So the thing about the Legendary's Godzilla, I love that roar. It's just Toho had to go back to theirs, because people would have been making comparisons. Like, I mean, because you already have people that don't like Legendary's Godzilla, even the roar, which I love it. I love it. It's just, I'm glad they didn't go with that roar for -1, just because the roar that we got in -1, or the roars, I should say, that was just
terrifying.
Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to
was
just epic.
It was a combination of the original 54 roar, but it was tuned up so well. It was just, it felt monstrous, you know? Like, it was just something that came from the gut. It just, I don't want to spoil it. You can already see in the trailer, but when Godzilla roars at the freaking mushroom cloud, and that roar that he lets out, that's just like, holy shit. Like, holy
This
shit.
is going to be epic right here. My money's on Kong.
Place your. Well, he's already flailing his arms like he's drunk.
He's going pushing out his chest. A man's here.
He's an ape.
My God, those arms look fucking atrocious.
I know, right?
Oh, it's about to go down. Here we go.
You're funny, Carter. But yeah, no. Let's see. I'm sure you guys know there were two different versions, one for the American and one for Japan. So here's the thing about that. So there was a long time rumor, and once again, I got to put a pin in this because I'm going to talk about it again at the end of the movie. But we're watching the American edit. That's the one that we have available to us right now. That's why we have all the English dubbing. But well, like I said, I'll put a pin in that comment until the end, because there is a difference in the endings from the Japanese version to this version. But it's interesting. Like I said, we'll get to it towards the end.
Kong, you don't got the high ground, you dumb ape. Come on.
True. And I know we talked about this last week, but yeah, Godzilla is so much more effective in black and white, and at least
Oh yeah,
in this era. And
Yeah, I mean,
I should have went and saw -1 when it was in black and white. I didn't get a chance to.
It is quite an experience. I'll say that.
I wish I checked my theater and it's not playing here no more. So
yeah, they actually announced that May 1st they're releasing it on Blu-ray, but only in Japan. Only in Japan, though.
Motherfuckers!
I know. I hate it. I am like, dude,
I want to. Every other fucking movie is out within 2 months. This movie's just like taking its time.
Yeah.
I give you pork. Now give me Godzilla.
Caleb, are you like me, where you like when Godzilla is the monster in the movie more than versus? Well, okay, so if you're, and just clarify me if I'm interpreting your question wrong, but are you talking about like where he's more of a villain than a hero? If that's your question, I'm kind of in between on that, because depending on what story they're telling will determine on, if I like Godzilla as more as the villain rather than the hero. Let's see. When Godzilla is the bad guy. Okay, so it depends on the story, to be honest. I like Godzilla as a hero in certain cases. It's just the majority of the movies that I watched him in, he was more of the anti-hero. Like, talking about the Heisei era from 84 to 95, he was a mix. He, like, Godzilla versus King Ghidorah 91. He was the villain. Of course, you had King Ghidorah, which was the other villain, and he was doing more destroying, and so you were rooting for Godzilla at that point.
That's not the first one with Ghidorah, is it?
No.
There's an older one, right?
Yes, it's that one is called Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, and that one features Mothra, Rodan, Godzilla, and Ghidorah. No, the one we're talking about is from 91. And that one's pretty crazy. But to answer your question, I'm kind of in between, Peter, because certain stories, like the original 54 film, are effective with Godzilla being the villain, because that was the whole point. Especially with -1, right? Like Godzilla -1, he is the 54 version, just hyped up to 11. In fact, I would say that might have been Ishiro Honda's vision with how Godzilla was handled in -1. That is the story they were trying to tell, at least from the aspect of Godzilla. When we get into the Millennium series, that one, he is more the villain there as well. I mean, personally, I like Godzilla being the good guy. I like it where he's a good guy, but where he's like a Batman good guy, where it's not like, because as we get later in the franchise, Godzilla becomes more of like a Captain Planet type character, where he's like, oh, goofy music and save the earth and whatnot. Yeah, it gets pretty wacky. Which is why they had to bring him back to being a little bit more serious. That's where you get Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla in 74. And then 75, you have Terror of Mechagodzilla, which continued it. And that's also the movies where Ishiro Honda, the director of the original 54 film, came back. Another fun fact, Ishiro Honda did this movie too.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. The original director of the original Godzilla did this movie. Now, keep in mind that you're seeing the American edit, though you still have all the silly characters doing silly things.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. But yes, this is the same director. Because I want you guys to think about this. Think about how effective Godzilla 54 was for you guys. Like, for some of you, it was a first time watch. Now, imagine to yourself, would you want the franchise to stay like that for over 70 years?
Probably not.
Not that long, no.
Because the thing is that the original 54 film was trying to send a specific message. And at a certain point, you can't keep sending that same message over and over again. the irony being, that's the very thing that we criticize a lot of mainstream Hollywood for, because they keep pushing the same identity politics messages. And look how fucking tired of it we got real quick. Okay. So sort of apply that same logic to Godzilla and understand that after 54, they put their message out there. And for obvious reasons that we're here watching this franchise and talking about the 54
Well,
film all these years later.
Look what James Cameron did with Terminator. The first one was very serious.
Yeah.
The second one has serious moments too, but it does lighten up a little bit. It's more of an action, a full-blown action film. Okay, if he would have continued Terminator, let's say every Terminator film was like the first one, in tone, I mean, just in tone, would it work?
Well, it depends on the story, because if we look at what happened with T2, because T2 was so good, look what happened with that. Every film aside from Salvation was T2 all over again.
Now, considering this story we're watching, I think this tone is good for it.
I think that Mothra versus Godzilla, which we will be watching tomorrow, it has a little bit more balance. Now, keep in mind, it's been a while since I've seen it, but they do have a particular message in that film too.
It's like when you imagined, what's Freddy versus Jason going to be like? It was never going to be a serious fucking movie.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this was one of those moments in history where you pin two legendary characters, and it's kind of like what you guys were saying earlier. That's like when your kid is playing with their toys and kind of mashing them together and shit. I mean, and that's something that when people talk about Godzilla, and I'm talking about certain fans where they're like, oh, I prefer the monster action and I don't care about the humans. They usually reference this movie. Of course, what you have to understand is that
fuck those arms. Daner's right, man.
You have to understand that Godzilla was all about the human characters. Godzilla was the storm, the oncoming storm, right? He was the natural disaster that our protagonists had to deal with, right?
Man versus nature, man.
And -1 executes that brilliantly. It's just understand that the Godzilla character in the franchise has evolved or de-evolved in certain cases, but the love for this franchise, it spans generations of people, and many different Godzilla films appeal to different people. Like I think I said this in the first episode, that if you like sci-fi space adventures, you're gonna like Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster and Invasion of the Astro Monster. If you like Tropical Islands, that type of espionage spy type movie, you're gonna like Godzilla versus the Sea Monster and Son of Godzilla, and to a certain degree, Kong versus Godzilla, because you got that bit of kind of tropical island vibe with King Kong there for a bit. But yeah. T-Cons here says Caleb mashed his toys together and more.
I still do.
I love it.
I still do. Hey, fool.
My God, those fucking arms.
They're awful.
Like, King Kong's Kong's terrible in this fucking movie.
You know what? It's almost like he's an orangutan or something.
King Homer is more intimidating than that.
Look at that fucking face.
Hey, you know what? It says playing next, Dawn of the Mummy from 1981.
Dawn of the Mummy. I've never even heard of that. Hey, Jason, I pity a fool. Remember Mr.
Oh, remember him. I live by him. Talking about. Hey, fool. I pity any fool who doesn't like Rocky. I pity the fool.
Rocky was cool enough to get his own brisk commercial.
That's right. Have another brisk. Speaking of, have a brisk.
Then, I'm pretty sure I told you this, but that was my introduction to Rocky.
Hey, whatever works.
Pretty funny. Oh, look, another train. You guys remember the train thing? Well,
only
Kong does it too.
God damn it.
He does it in
fucking
every
model
fucking
train.
movie.
That's true.
King Homer ate Shirley Temple, okay? Hey, baby. I'm like
Well,
pretty
He's
tall.
gonna toss her. She's not blonde.
I can't remember what he does.
Stop screaming, bitch.
He's just. Holy bejesus, that. I can't unsee those arms now.
No. I don't even think that's the actor's full arm. Like, he's got to have some kind of extension in those fucking things.
T-Con says, my wife wants to know what Simpson ate Shirley Temple. Please educate me.
King Homer and the fucking Halloween special where Homer was King Kong.
He's talking about the Simpsons.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think my dad was putting it together.
Oh.
So I had to enunciate, or you know what I was saying.
Yeah.
Side note, I finished watching Deadpool today. Not a first time. I saw it before. I just watched it again, and what was her name? The actress, his girlfriend. She's.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I thought you were going to talk about you know who.
She was.
Oh, well, her too, of course.
She was in the show Homeland.
Yeah,
Watched her in Homeland and pretty good in that.
Not gonna lie though, I kind of wish that Colossus would have moved his big freaking hand.
Yeah, I know. Oh, come on. You would have done the same thing out of respect for Gina.
I mean, if someone was watching,
Oh, cover up.
Oh, thank you. There, you're so nice. But remember, what did Gina do afterwards? She punched Colossus in the balls.
Now, you know what someone should do? Put Mickey Mouse on Colossus's face for that.
Oh, Jesus, I didn't put it together. Kentucky Bourbon will cause you not to put things together other than a fine piece of... Hey, we got to focus on Mr. Taco and his big glasses.
Oh, God, what a line. What a line.
King Kong can't make a monkey out of us. That's funny. You know, it's almost like this girl's drunk here. She's just kind of...
Maybe she is. Like, this shoot is just so boring.
Gina kissed me when I gave her a Kennedy coin. Oh, sexy Chrono. I always cherish Gina's kiss. You know, that's...
So, Leah Thompson's going to be at the Comic-Con in June where I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm debating if I have enough coin to meet her to go, I am your density. I mean, your destiny. I think she gets that all the time, though, so I don't think it would be a shocking thing to say.
Yeah. Shit, Gina Carano is actually coming to another convention here in Texas in October. I'm gonna have to go to that.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to go to Texas Frightmare, but I'm gonna have to say sorry, Texas Frightmare. I'm going to this other convention to see Gina.
Mm.
Leah's 62. You like her, Jason?
I did. I had tiny little crush at one point on her. Keep in mind, I thought Howard the Duck was awesome when I was a kid. But I was a kid. I don't think it's going to hold up if I watch it now.
Not bloody likely.
But I bet you it's entertaining as fuck. Still.
Yeah. Danner, the nerd said it best when he said that this version of Kong looks like roadkill.
Yeah. Look at him. He looks... Yeah, he looks terrible in this.
It's been crushed like the duck.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to meet Derek Mears.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him about the movie Predators.
Yeah.
Actually, I know everything about Friday the 13th, but I have never seen him really talk about the movie Predators that much. Because he played the classic Predator
Right.
in that movie.
Yeah, and got treated like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently someone in my comments on my review said, oh, you made a lot of good points on this. And I was like, I thought I was the only one who thought the classic Predator was treated like shit.
No,
So I'm glad,
certainly not.
Don't get me wrong, though. I think it's still an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's just there's things about it that I was like, why'd they do that?
Yeah. One of those things. Carter, please speak to confirm you're not a meme or NPC. Carter, I think that you're muted.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Oh, so you've been muted this whole time. Okay.
God damn it. No wonder why I could have made remarks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's funny.
I mean, because he wasn't muted on the screen. Like, it showed his mic was still live, but he wasn't talking. He just went silent.
Well, I was trying to say, speaking of Friday the 13th, guess who's going to be at Texas Frightmare? Sean Cunningham.
Oh, yeah, him too.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I really hope he has. I hope he has those glass protection around his booth, like those, like they did.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, Carter. You could have saved Jesus if you weren't muted.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, what the fuck were they shooting him with? Cocaine or shit or LSD?
Carter, this is 1962. They're not throwing LSD at a giant monkey. No matter how hilarious that would have been.
Yeah, this whole time I was trying to make that.
You know, Planet of the Apes is only like 5 years after this.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 or 6 years after this. But that was like groundbreaking makeup for its time and everything.
Yeah. Would have been nice if they used that on this. But hey, you know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know what? Fuck the fucking gorilla. I'm a human being, and it is our mission to destroy all living species. You know what you do if you see a gorilla? You take an axe and you chop its fucking head off and you sell its paws as ashtrays. That's all they're good for. Fucking stupid gorillas.
I don't even know whose side to take on this. I honestly don't even know whose side to take on this because they both are just there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, who would have thought Spider-Man wire Ex Machina?
What?
The wire that they're using for the balloons. It's the wire that guy was invented. You know, the one I call Spider-Man webbing.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. So, well, no, I'm not going to spoil it. You're going to see for yourself. Show, don't tell, right?
Yep.
Sure.
Boy, do I feel like a fucking jackass.
It's okay. This only happens to like 0.1% of the streaming population. Okay, so let me see. Let me check the timestamp here. So we're about an hour and 17 minutes in. What do you guys think about this so far?
I think it's charming and fun, but it's not a great movie at all.
Cheesy as
I think even for its time, it's not a great movie. I think Kong could have been handled better.
Yeah.
Like
the
considering
face, the arms.
But even his character, like they could have added I get they were just going for let's just smash them up, get them in the ring together or whatever. But considering 1933's King Kong, he even showed a little bit of curiosity and a little bit of emotion for stop motion, like a brand new technique then. This they just put some dude in a suit and just bang your chest and beat the shit out of Godzilla.
I'll take Mighty Joe Young over this.
You're fine, man. Oh, that's a classic. Oh, anyway, as I was saying, as I was trying to make a remark, but apparently I found out I was muted. Whose long arms are worse, his or Dick Jones from RoboCop?
Dick Jones.
Oh yeah, you love this, Danner? You're carrying him with balloons, not helicopters, balloons.
I thought we'd get a lot more fighting between King Kong and Godzilla too.
Yeah,
that's
what the fuck was that?
Does it feel like it turned into a King Kong movie? Like,
in a way, because you don't really see much of Godzilla in this movie. Funny enough.
Yeah. Balloons.
Oh, there's Mount Fuji.
Looking.
I have to say,
yeah, stop motion beautiful. Curiosity. Excellent point, Jason.
Thank you.
Fossa.
Look at this guy being escorted by balloons.
Yep, you know what'd be really funny? If somebody added Bye Bye NSYNC in there.
What?
Why?
The reference to the music video. Ah, shit.
Oh yeah, there's Godzilla just chilling on the side of Mount Fuji.
Hey, drop Kong.
Like
not for a wrestling match.
Like, put me down. Maybe bye. It looks like a fucking tangled marionette.
It's so comical. It's so funny, man. Oh,
he landed right on his ass,
dude. What the fuck was that? It looked like a toy. Like, what's good? He's like, oh shit. Come here, you.
I'll teach you to knock me out.
You those arms, god damn it.
Oh, is it weird though?
Even the chest pounding too.
Sounds like drums.
Yeah, but the way he moved his hand, it could have looked like he was trying to give Godzilla the finger.
You know what? Where was it? There was a King Kong ripoff movie, and I forget what it was called. But in the movie, the giant ape actually gave the finger. He did. He was fighting against some like military choppers, I think.
Sneak attack.
And
this is the big sneak attack. Here's our sneak attack. Grab his tail. That's it.
Grab him by the pussy.
That's it. Grab that tail.
Like, surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, it's getting good now, Caleb. Getting good.
Oh, this is getting good.
To see Danner almost like just slouching in disappointment.
He's like, what is this horse shit? Round 2, bitches.
Another rock.
Really?
Oh!
Rock attacks? Like, batter up. Oh.
Oh, that had to hurt.
Like,
they're just banging rocks back and forth to each other.
Am I
Godzilla's
missing an
shooting his
eyebrow?
radioactive breath
Like,
just
bitch,
to
you fucking
remind
His
missing
you.
arms
my
got
eyebrow.
shorter. His arms got shorter.
Hey, you're
You
right.
son of a bitch.
Oh, I see. His arms get longer for the wide shots. Cheap
Mhm.
bastards.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh, here
he's
comes
up-
his.
He's like, bitch, you need to stop shaving. You burn my eyebrows off. Now I'm pissed.
Card
Okay.
provides some much needed color coded commentary.
Eee.
I can't tell who's winning.
Neither can I.
But you know what this fight sort of reminds me of? It reminds me of mascot fighting. I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Why pay to see
Burger
that when
King
you can just
versus
watch-
Ronald McDonald.
Or University of Oregon Ducks versus the Houston Cougar.
Nah, I'm still sticking with the fast food icons.
Hey, I want to see Pepsi Man take on somebody. Oh wait,
Oh, what the
But who?
fuck did he just do? Who?
I don't know.
Oh, you just turned into a fucking. You just turned into a combat.
He
ring.
knocked
did a
himself
combat-
out.
Motherfucker, you got knocked the fuck out by yourself.
King Kong's stupid in this, man. He just cold
One.
cocked himself.
2, 3, 4.
That's gonna leave a migraine, man.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Get up, fool.
10.
Stop counting.
It's a knockout.
Stop counting.
It's a knockout. It's a knockout.
I think you're counting a little too fast there, ref. Poor Danner.
Huh?
You're
He's
just
completely
distracted.
he's bored as hell.
Oh,
No,
Dude.
I just had something.
Oh, what's up, motherfucker? Oh, I know what he was doing. He was playing possum.
Ha!
Where'd it go?
oh, right in the balls.
Oh,
That was not fair, Godzilla.
a little. That was way below the belt, dude.
By the way, that was stop motion. That kick.
Mm.
It went by quick, but it was stop motion.
Clearly, you could tell.
It's entertaining. I'll give it that, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck,
Carter.
Freaking rocks are just.
dude. This face got. Boop. You know what's funny? Somebody, can you imagine somebody redubbing that scene, but have like Three Stooges sound effects in there?
Hey, right there. They just had a cue, music cue from the damn Wolfman. I just heard it.
They did.
Oh yeah. See, that was the thing about the American re-edit is because it was produced or not produced. It was what is the term I'm looking for? Universal distributed it. Because Universal distributed it, they added in not only their own actors but music cues in the edit. Okay, so obviously you're seeing Kong get his ass kicked, but this is where they give him the
A blue face?
well, to quote Arkham Knight, evening the odds.
Oh, he's got electrical powers now.
Yeah, he's dude. This is like a fucking Frankenstein reference.
He's
Kong getting
Well, that's-
electrocuted, or
Well, that's the
being
funny thing,
resurrected by lightning.
because originally Godzilla was supposed to fight a Frankenstein monster, but they changed it to King Kong.
Clever.
for the
That's where
best.
That's where the electric stuff comes in. So
But he's a fucking gorilla.
Eat it, bitch. Eat your vegetables. Eat it. Eat it.
okay, so if you remember Godzilla versus Kong in 2021, you know when Kong shoves the axe down Godzilla's throat?
Mm.
That's it. That's where they got it from. Kong shoving the tree down the throat.
I'll give you
Nice
something to
little
eat. Eat your
reference.
vegetables, you son of a bitch.
Hmm.
Harold the helicopter, but in Japanese color.
That looked kind of stop motion-y.
Well, there they look like hand puppets.
Yeah. Or just little puppets on a stick.
Look at them go.
Look at him go.
They're gonna fall off the cliff here.
You know, even though the
You know,
Oscars are repulsive,
I know
I'm glad Godzilla minus one won best.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you know what could probably make them fight harder, or maybe just try and kill me? I could just get in a helicopter with a bullhorn and say, "This is a fight or a gay porno." You know, just to encourage them to fight better.
Well, famous scene of a pagoda getting destroyed. That's something that reoccurs in the franchise.
That looks like Lego.
Yeah,
I
it
was
kind
gonna
of
say
does.
that.
It
Yeah.
does. It does. But like I said earlier, it's a shame that the government hasn't made a giant Lego piece for Godzilla to step on. That's one way to defeat him.
What?
Caleb, you don't get it, do you? Have you ever
Yeah,
stepped
I
on a
get it.
Lego?
But,
It hurts.
okay, wait. Hold on. This is important.
Nice editing tricks we got here.
Oh no! Protect Mr. Taco.
He's a very important character, I think.
Tsunami.
Looks like a chocolate river or Coca-Cola.
Mhm.
Or
Don't
You know,
fucking say it,
Pepsi.
bitch. Motherfucker. God damn it.
You had it coming. You called me a bitch. Bitch.
Jerk.
Ass butt.
Idiot.
Moose.
Scrotum knuckles.
Squirrel.
That's a good one.
Okay. So Kong emerges.
Oh, the dubbing. Fantastic. It's like watching Kung Pao enter the fist.
All right, here we go.
English version produced by John Beck.
Right here. And that's it. That is King Kong versus Godzilla. Now, I'm going to unpin a previous comment or previous point. So, the difference between the American version we watched and the Japanese version, aside from the scenes where they inputted American actors, used some music from the Universal Horror Monster catalog, the ending to the original Japanese version, instead of hearing King Kong roar, like we heard, you heard Godzilla roar. That's the only difference. Now, this is important because there was a rumor that there were two different endings to the film that said in one version King Kong won the fight and in the other Godzilla won. Now, it turned out that was complete bullshit. The funny thing is that rumor persisted for years, and it was even produced in news articles, magazines. I mean, it was even in a Godzilla trivia book, if I remember correctly. that, oh yeah, there were two endings to King Kong versus Godzilla, but there wasn't. The difference was literally just sounds.
Sort of like a reference to the biggest debate, like who shot first or who won the fight, Rocky or Ivan Drago.
Yeah, except in this version, well, it was complete bullshit because the whole idea was surrounding that, oh yeah, there were two different endings, and this is what we got.
Rocky knocked Ivan Drago out. There is no argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't Family Guy make a spoof about it where it was the Russian version where Drago won instead of Rocky?
Yeah, but that was Family Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, I think you mean
That was Family Guy though. There wasn't a rumor that, oh yeah, in one version Rocky loses. Family Guy was just being Family Guy.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen Rocky 4, Carter?
I must break you.
I don't think that
You
answered
didn't,
the
did you?
question.
I've only seen bits and pieces of it.
Hey, you know
Well,
what?
then that's why you watch the movie. Then you'll see Rocky knocks him out of the fucking ring.
Mm-hmm.
See, at least I can say I actually seen it, right?
Yeah, that's
Like-
that's when he kills Apollo Creed, right? Ivan Drago.
Yeah, he beats. Yeah, he knocks the crap out of Apollo Creed. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Now it's coming back to me slowly, but
so to speak. So you say. But yeah, that's Godzilla, or excuse me, that is King Kong versus Godzilla. Episode 2 of March of the Monsters, another one in the books. Join us tomorrow for one that is more serious to a certain extent, but also one that has a better story. I will say that.
So it's a better movie, is what you're saying.
Yes. Of course, I will say there are some caveats to it, like when you get to see Godzilla for the first time, because keep in mind that this is all following continuity. Okay. Now, while they don't clearly mention King Kong and Godzilla fighting, it's still supposed to be in the larger canon of things. The thing is, you're going to be very confused because I was very confused, and pretty much everybody was very confused. But we'll get to it. It'll be fun. It's going to be fun. It's one of the stronger Godzilla films with a narrative. I'll say that. And most Godzilla fans would agree that Mothra versus Godzilla, it's one of the best stories in the franchise. Of course, how you guys like it, react to it, we'll find out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to thank Peter Anthony and T-Con for joining into the chat tonight. Peter, we're all glad that you're doing better on your knee.
hell yeah, brother.
Hell
it
yeah,
must be
trooper on.
a huge pain in the ass, especially with you and your acting. I mean, you got the movie Laugh.
Yeah.
Very anticipated. I mean, you had a freaking bloody disgusting article come out about that movie. So that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, so, with that ending, with Godzilla roaring,
Mm-hmm.
you know what it probably should have sounded like?
Oh God.
Motherfucker.
Goddamn suburban Sasquatch. And you know what? Is it any coincidence that you have freaking Taco Hannes in there and then Mr. Taco? I mean,
Mr. Taco.
come on. It's like this movie was made for you just to poke fun at me with that goddamn suburban Sasquatch.
Yeah, take.
Yeah.
Of course, that freaking costume might as well have been
Yeah.
Ben 1 suburban Sasquatch, huh?
I hope they've burnt that costume and
No, they just repurposed it for Suburban Sasquatch.
Yeah, the director of Suburban Sasquatch said, "Hey Toho, can I buy that costume off of you? I know it looks like roadkill, but I'm gonna make it look even
Just
worse
take
than
it. Just take it. We don't want it.
Well, if you think that was I don't know. Okay, so there was another King Kong movie that Toho made. It wasn't a sequel to this movie. It was supposedly a sequel to an animated series of King Kong that came out in the 60s. That costume looks slightly better, but it it looks off. It looks off. Little bit of I'll go into quick little fun facts about Mothra versus Godzilla. So after Godzilla raids again, you had Toho branching out, doing other monster films in their universe, you could say. So you had Rodan, you had Mothra, because Mothra got her own movie. I would say that watching Mothra isn't really required to understand what's going on in Mothra versus Godzilla. With that said, it probably would help to watch it.
So Mothra has a separate movie?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And they eventually cross over. So it's all made by Toho. So they eventually cross over. That's why you have Mothra versus Godzilla, 1964. And then after that, I believe you get into Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. I could be wrong. It's been a while. I need to look at the timeline. But the whole point is that Toho branched out and did a whole bunch of Godzilla films and other monster films that sort of crossed over, tied in together. And this isn't even talking about like Gamera. Gamera's in its own different company that did it. And Gamera never even fought Godzilla in any movie. You're probably wondering what the hell is Gamera? Well, Gamera is like Godzilla, but as a giant turtle instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But here's another little fun fact for you. So it was recent, it was recently uncovered, and I say recently, it was like about a year ago, I think last year, or maybe the year prior, I can't remember. But there was actually a Godzilla versus the Wolfman movie.
Really?
The funny thing, the reason I mention it is because the Godzilla suit that they use in that movie is this Godzilla. Now, for the most part, the movie has basically been lost, but some footage has been uncovered which shows Godzilla actually fighting the Wolfman and even seeing the Wolfman transformation. It's something pretty interesting to watch, I'll say that. But yeah, so that's King Kong versus Godzilla, everyone. Any final words? Any first impressions? I mean, I know we've been kind of giving our opinions here and there, left and right.
It was cheesy fun. Not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. For me, I give it if I'm grading this thing, I do letter grade, so let me think about this for a minute. It'd be probably a C-. 2.5 stars. Whatever something like that.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 2.5.
What do you think, Danner?
Danner wasn't impressed.
I mean, no, I'm not a fan of either of the costumes in this one either. Like, even Godzilla's was a big step down.
Yeah.
But sure, it has some charm to it. But overall, this movie was very cheap as hell looking. Like, very cheap looking. But it's entertaining. I mean, if I give it a letter grade, I'd probably just stick with a C- because at least I wasn't bored, just kind of baffled.
I mean, I guess what's even more baffling is that the director of the original film directed this one.
Oh God!
Why?
Why?
This one, there was no point for any human character to even be in this. They
No,
wiped all that out.
That's
they
right.
They were just dumb.
Oh yeah, that's right, Danner. The same director that did the original Godzilla did this one.
Bizarre, man. Bizarre.
Oh,
it is. But I mean, look, I did say this, and I'll say it again for the umpteenth time, probably. But this franchise is very wide-ranging as far as what kind of audience it can appeal to. Like, you like disaster movies, you like, dreary, somber, depressing, ominous. Godzilla 54.
Look at it this way: show somebody the original Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one they've ever watched. Then put on Freddy versus Jason. It'd be quite jarring if you just went from that to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's somewhat similar. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah.
But then again, Freddy versus Jason has that whole prologue where we're actually getting the stock footage of the older movies, just with a slightly different color grading.
Yeah, that's true.
Disgusting as freaking film period. Every so often we must endure this F- plus BS movie like any human involvement. Now look, here's the thing, all right? For as bad and cheesy and ridiculous as this movie is, I still enjoy it. I still proudly say it's part of the Godzilla franchise because Godzilla can be a wide array of flavors.
Well, if I saw this as a kid, there would be a nostalgic factor.
Yeah.
And there would be something about it. Like if I saw that as a kid, like as a 6-year-old or something like that I probably would have had a lot of fun with it. Because you don't understand you just want to see them fight, and it would have been fucking cool and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah.
I don't have that with this movie because I didn't see it as a kid. So
yeah, no, I understand. I have the benefit of doing just that. Saw this as a kid. Saw a lot of these movies as a kid. So I have a lot of fond memories, which is probably why I'm a lot, more easy on it. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I love poking fun at this movie. I mean, the arms, the King Kong face. I mean, it's Mr. Taco. I mean, that's got to be the highlight, right? Mr. Taco with his big ass glasses and his porn stash. Like, I mean, it's fun. I like it. I like it. I enjoy it. I can compare to other things we've seen, especially on the dumpster. This isn't the worst of the garbage. Though I would say it was probably a good contender for the garbage compared to other things we've seen. I mean,
just remember, Stan Winston.
Don't do it.
No more. I am sick of itching.
Damn it. God damn it.
Yes, that's right. I did it. I guess we got to do more merch for that, or merch in general. Have my face like this, and then in between my hands, it says itchy.
like that fucking guy from Ancient Aliens, like aliens.
Oh yeah, aliens. Yeah. But yeah, so that is King Kong versus Godzilla. Everyone, hope you all have a wonderful night. Stay tuned tomorrow where we watch Mothra versus Godzilla, part of March of the Monsters, episode 3. And also make sure to stay tuned next week for more watch-alongs, and stay tuned for J-Man's reviews, and I will be joining him for that, for Godzilla 2014 and Kong Skull Island.
Yeah, that's going to be a blast. I want to unpack that a lot. So,
there's a lot.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that all being said, we want to thank our Patreon supporters. Their names will be in the credits. And until next time, or until tomorrow, remember that the entertainment is out there.
I'm Special Agent Spooky Clutter.
I'm Special Agent Carter Sauce.
Special Agent Dr. Richtofen.
And until next time, fellow investigators, remember.
The entertainment
is out there.